Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Before I get started today, I am going to announce the winner to our last giveaway, and the winner is Taisha Moody. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I have your name listed down below. And it's the New Year's, and I am getting off to a great start. I love Valentines, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of Valentine's nails, and I can't wait to show you guys all my Valentine's designs. So I hope you guys enjoy them as much as I do. But before we get started on my next video tutorial, we are gonna have another giveaway, and same thing as last time. To enter the giveaway, make sure you answer my question down in the comment down below, and that's how you enter to win another giveaway. Alright, and for today's nails, we are gonna do some gray hearts with some rhinestone. Well, anyways, it's super cute, super simple, whatever. Check it out, guys. Hey guys, I don't have the universal tips on today, but I do have on the Notpolish XXXL C-curve square tips. Look at that. You see that C-curve? But what I'm going to do is a little tip for you guys also. We're going to pinch the tips, alright guys? Now you see how the curve is more curve. okay, so make sure you guys pinch the tip of the nail when you guys are using these square tips. It will make your shape a lot more slimmer, and the curve is more defined. All right, so now I'm gonna start out with like a thin layer of a nude color. If you guys like this nude, this is M88 from Notpolish also, and I'm just gonna put a thin layer on. You see that? Just a thin layer, because I just want to mainly to cover up like the clear nail bed. But if you want to have clear nail bed, you don't have to do it this way, but I just like it this way. So what I'm gonna do is just put a thin layer of nude, and then I'm gonna bring this pink up at an angle. You see how I'm gonna put it on, and I'm gonna bring this left side, my left, right, I'm gonna push it up at an angle. You see that? Because I don't want the pink to overlap onto the nude, because that's where my heart's gonna be. So I don't want that pink to be on there. So I'm just gonna bring the pink up at the angle. You guys see that angle? All right, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just lightly tapping the product and just kind of like messing around with it a little bit. There you go. Because right now it's cold everywhere else, right? It's really cold, and Notpolish product does not run like how most products do, but when it's colder, it tends to run a little bit more. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just playing around with the product, just kind of like mold it into the tip, and then once it's set a little bit more, then I apply a little bit more pressure to pull down the product. Because if it's too wet and then you go to pull it towards the tip, what you're gonna end up doing is taking off too much of the product, so you don't want that. Okay, if it's a little bit wet or a little bit runny, just kind of add it into place, mold it into the tip, and once it's set a little bit more, then we can pull it all the way down to the tip like this, right? And this paint is number M57 from Notpolish also, guys. And these tips that I'm using right now, this is XXXL, so it's actually really long. It's longer than our universal tips. So you know how I love long nails. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just gonna ombre down the gray, but make sure you use it work it in really slowly, because we don't want this gray to overlap the nude also. Okay, so you see how like I'm just very gently, very slowly work it into, and then kind of lightly drag it down onto the paint like the ombre. There you go. And make sure we're going to keep it thin, and if it overlaps the nude a little bit more than what I want, you see how I'm just going to use my wet brush and just kind of clean it up just like that. Just clean it up just a bit. There you go. I kind of carve it into like a curve, because like my heart is going to curve, so I'm just kind of curving it a little bit like that and just clean it up. And when you do an ombre, make sure when you pick up the second bead, it's a little bit runnier too, because that way the product will blend into each other better than if it's too dry, right? If your second bead is too dry, when you go to pull it down, it might have that harsh transitioning, like that ombre transitioning is not going to be as soft and smooth and blended into each other. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to go in with the clear powder, and you guys know that I use a lot of clear, so this is a mirror clear from Notpolish. Also, this is number 01. So this is from all my encapsulation nails, and I am so excited for this whole month of Valentine nails, guys. It's gonna be so much fun. I love Valentine nails. And then I'm just gonna drag it all the way to the tip like that. And remember, I always say this, make sure that the clear powder, when we apply it on, is a little bit runnier than usual, so we don't get a lot of air bubble in it, okay? So what I'm doing right now, the reason why I do 2 beads, especially when it's cold, is because when I do 1 bead application and I pick up a large bead, sometimes it tends to run too much. So I just work it in slowly. So I usually do 2 beads. So the first bead of the clear, and now I'm gonna work in my second bead. So I just have more time to play with the acrylic. You see that? When I let that one dry, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other finger, which is because the heart is on the middle fingers and the ring fingers. So when you put it together, it make a heart, right? So I'm just gonna work on the ring finger right now, and we're doing the exact same thing that we did to the middle finger. But what I did is I actually reversed the ombre and switched it into a gray, and a pink into a gray rather than gray into the pink. I don't know if you guys hear the baby crying, but she's with her dad, so she should be fine. So I'm just gonna pull it down, and I actually speed up this part right here because it's the exact same thing that I did earlier to the pink and the gray ombre. So I'm just gonna speed it up so you guys can kind of see it. But you see that? And if you notice that the I was gonna show you, I forgot to mention the first ombre I did not pinch the nail, and you can see kind of like how it's a lot more wider. And then this is the one that I actually pinched the nail, and you see how the tip is, the nail itself, let's just look more slimmer. So make sure you guys pinch the tip, okay? Just give it a little pinch, and you guys will love the result. All right, and it doesn't hurt if you guys pinch the nails or anything, so I think I should definitely try it. And you see how I didn't get the pink on top of the nude, kind of just leave it like that. And if you did, just kind of clean it up like I did earlier. And again, we're just gonna go in and encapsulate the whole nail, because we don't want, when we file, the ombre can come off, and then the nude and all that. It's a lot of work, so just encapsulate it, guys. Make it thin on the bottom. If you make it really thick on the bottom, then just a thin layer of clear acrylic on top. If it's thin on the bottom, then a thicker clear acrylic on the top. Well, did that make sense? Alright guys, we're just gonna pull it all the way down like this, and there you go. Just kind of pull it down. I think my least favorite time to work with acrylic is in the winter time. I absolutely hate it. Not hate it, but I like it a lot better when it's a little bit hotter. I feel like I work a lot faster in the summertime, because in the wintertime the product takes a little bit longer to set, so it kind of slowed me down. So in the wintertime I work pretty fast. So I'm gonna go in with the second bead, okay guys? Then we're gonna pull it down. Yeah, and for my question of the day today is, I know, this is not going to be really nail related, but I kind of want to know, because we're not doing anything, but Valentine's coming up. Oh, you see how I kind of lined them two together to make sure that it kind of matched, and it did, so it looks good. So I'm going to just move on. But anyways, Valentine's coming up, and I just want to know, are you guys doing anything? Or, the one that's dated, married, single, or anything like that? Are you guys doing anything? Because this year, me and my husband, we're not going to be doing anything because we're still on lockdown. So, what kind of fun festivities are you guys getting into? Leave down the comment down below so I can kind of be nosy into your into your lives. So, there you go. Look at this gray. This number is 109. It's 109. is the OG collection of number 109. I love this gray. You see how smooth that is? And you see how I'm just going to do an ombre on this nail. And you see how I made it really thin at the top? Just like that. And I'm just going to pull it down all the way down. Make sure you guys keep the shape of the nails when you guys do this, okay? So we don't have to spend a lot of time shaping later. There you go. I'm just going to cut it off. And there you go. You see how I'm just going to straighten it out just like that. And then we're just going to cut it off at the end. Make sure you guys, with this, I mean, a lot of, and when I actually, let me say this way, when I work at the salon, a lot of color I ombre, I don't encapsulate it, but my videos, I just, I don't know who's if there's beginner watching, or like there's people that's like been doing this for a long time, they're watching. I don't know who's watching, but I don't want to, say don't encapsulate it, and then you guys end up going in to file the nails, the ombre, and then you end up taking off the ombre, or the ombre look all super harsh. So just to be safe, in my video I always say encapsulate the ombre, okay guys? It doesn't hurt to encapsulate the ombre if you make the ombre a little bit thinner. Don't go in super thick with super thick acrylic and then try to encapsulate with the clear on top. That would be just too thick. So make sure it's on the thinner side, okay? And then so you can encapsulate with clear acrylic, so when you file it doesn't come off. You see how I'm just gonna go in with a little thin layer of clear acrylic just like that, and then just kind of let it run. You see that? I'm just gonna kind of let it run down like that, and just, there you go, just gonna let it run, and then I'm gonna pull it down like that, just like that. So I did this ombre nail because this is the one I'm going to do the hearts on. So now I'm just going to go in the 5-in-1 with the 5-in-1 cross bit. Okay guys, I think I have a question from somebody asking if the shaft of the 5-in-1 is shorter than the shaft of the 5-in-1 cross bit is shorter than the 5-in-1 supercut. No, they're not. The length of the shaft is actually the same. They're both the same, exact same thing, okay? And then we're just gonna go in and just smooth out the top just like that. And now I'm just gonna use the hand file from Notpolish, and you guys have to try the hand file, okay? You guys have to try this hand file. You guys will love it. This is like my favorite file. And then now that's done and buff and dry, so we're gonna go in with the diamond glue from Notpolish. And what's good about this diamond glue is it's from a squeeze tube, and then so it's no mess, not really messy. And I'm just gonna glue on. And another thing that I really like about this is because you know how when you apply on the rhinestone with the gel or whatever, it tends to run, like it's like all over the place. If you don't work fast enough, sometimes it runs all over the place, right? But guess what? This does not run. So it's just like wherever you guys gonna apply the rhinestone on, just put the little glue right there, and then apply your gems on just like this. And there you go. And then apply more gems. I'm gonna make it thicker at like the top of the heart, just give it more dimension, so it's not like a super thin heart, but just give it like a little bit more thicker right there. So there you go. And what I'm gonna do is I am gonna leave that by itself like that. I'm not gonna cure it, just to show you guys that it does not run, okay? So I'm just gonna hold the two nail. You see that it's still wet, so I'm just gonna hold the two nails. Usually when you do this heart, you just hold the two nails kind of like up to each other like that, just to kind of like measure the heart, kind of eyeball the heart to make sure that it match up. It doesn't have to match 100%, but somewhat form a heart. When you kind of put them together, they form like a little heart. So, and again, I'm just gonna go in slowly and apply my gems. And look, the other finger, you can see that it's not runny at all. You see now, I kind of press it together to make sure that it forms a heart, and I'm going to test it out. Look, you see that? I didn't dry it at all, but look, it's not running anywhere. It's staying in the same spot. You see that? I did this heart first, and then I went to do the other heart, the other half of the heart, and it still didn't run. Anyways, now after, I'm going to cure it though. Okay, so this finger, I'm just going to apply on the matte top coat. And you know, I always clean off the edges, so just to keep the shape. And I'm gonna go in and apply the matte top coat on these also. Make sure you guys cure the diamond before you put on the matte top coat, okay? Because I kind of forgot to mention that earlier. I cured the diamonds, the rhinestones, before I put on the matte top coat. So now make sure you guys do that, and kind of just make sure you clean the edge.